I am so excited to see each and every one of you in person here at the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester. Today is like the first step to getting back to, I like to say normal, but you know what? Normal wasn't good enough for so many of our kids. So we're going to think differently. I'm going to think bold. And this beautiful addition behind me is bold thinking. And I'm so excited to have all of you here today. We've got some special guests, so we'd like to start with that first today. And I'd like to introduce Mayor Joyce Craig to the podium.
Thank you, Diane. It's such a pleasure to welcome all of you to Manchester and to be here with you in person for the grand opening of the Edward S. Wolak Clubhouse Annex. This annex adds 4,000 square feet of additional space to serve the club's youngest members, our kindergartners and first graders. And it'll help the Boys and Girls Club serve more kids before and after school. We held the groundbreaking for this expansion in August of last year, and it's great to be together again in less than a year, and as Diane mentioned, under budget, which is really remarkable given that we've been dealing with a global pandemic, and we're here today for the actual ribbon cutting. Ed Wolak, who was with us last fall, is here again today with his wife Debbie and his daughter Kim, and was a major contributor to this campaign, and as such, it's fitting that this new wing should carry his name. Ed attended the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester when he was a young man, and in fact was their 1967 Boy of the Year. When we were here last fall, Ed shared how the club taught him many things, including sportsmanship, humility, respect, and most importantly, how one person can make a difference. Today, Ed, I want you to know that you are that one person who is making a difference and helping the youth of our city achieve dreams. I also want to take a minute and thank everyone else who participated in this. It was really a Herculean effort, and we really appreciate all that you've done. Across the 3 locations in Manchester, the Boys and Girls Club staff and volunteers serve thousands of students every single year. Of those students, 70% qualify for free and reduced school lunch, 64% are 12 years or younger, and 43% live in single-parent households. The work that you do in helping our children set up for success is really incredible, and we are so grateful. The Boys and Girls Club is a true asset to the city of Manchester. We're grateful for the partnership and all of the services that you provide to the youth in Manchester. Thank you.
Now I have the honor to invite, can you hear me? We'll just do this one more time. I have the honor to invite Governor Sununu to the podium. Please.
All right, this is awesome. It really is. This gets us all feeling a little normal again, right? We get to see more than 5 people at a time. We get to be out. The sun is shining. Spring is here. COVID's gone. Almost. We're getting it out as fast as we can. Obviously, there's a lot of speakers, so I'll be fairly brief. If you've seen my press conferences, I'm never brief, but a lot of people just to thank, and most of them are here in the crowd. One thing when I was sitting here, and I realized, to have a project like this come to fruition, right? I mean, you need great leadership, right? You need Diane, who's if I may, an absolute steamroller. You don't get in Diane's way because she's going to get it done every time. And we have a great product to start with, right? We have this great expansion, which is an opportunity, and that's what this is all about, opening more doors of opportunity for kids, for families, for communities. And remember, this isn't just the Boys and Girls Club. I know it's the Boys and Girls Club, but this club in particular is so central to so many different services that come in with the partnerships that you and your team have created. It is more than a community center. It's more than just for kids. It is a whole source of opportunity for this entire, not just this neighborhood, but this entire side of the city. And it's awesome. It really is. But when I was sitting there, I realized you have to have a great product to start with. And that's why not only do I think a big thanks to Diane, big thanks to the staff, the team that they have here is just awesome. And what they create for these kids inspires other folks to say, yes, let's make it bigger, let's make it better, right? We're on a roll. And that's why, when we can kind of cut the ribbon here today, celebrate this opportunity for this side of Manchester. And I know Diane's going to be at the door with a big bag waiting for donations for the west side, which I'm a big believer in, which I think we all can agree that everyone can do to get the west side going as well. You guys have been a model, an absolute model that we like to carry around the rest of the state and say, look what can be done, right? When you put your mind to it, it wasn't COVID that slowed them down. It wasn't construction costs. It wasn't labor. Nothing really slowed the project down. They just kept going. And now it all kind of comes to fruition. We hit spring. Kids are coming back to school. The summer programs will start. It'll really kind of hit cruise control when we get into September and everything's kind of really back to normal. So the timing is absolutely perfect. On behalf of everybody, really, for setting this model, and again, a big thanks to the staff. You guys are just knocking it out of the park. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I just love celebrating. This is so exciting. All right, a dear friend, I'd like to invite up Congressman Chris Pappas to the podium.
Well, thank you so much, Diane, and thank you everyone for joining us here. Good morning, and this is a great day. I think this has been a tough year for our community, for our state, for our country, and I think we need more moments like this to be able to come together and celebrate. If anyone isn't optimistic about the future, I invite them to come here to the club. Join Diane and her team. You will be uplifted, you will be inspired, you will feel a lot better about where we are headed as a community and as a country. And I think this project just encapsulates that ability for our community to be able to come together and pull something like this off for our kids and for our future. I want to thank as well Steve McMahon and the campaign board. They do a tremendous job at raising the resources necessary to pull something like this off. If you look back about 20 years, this facility looked a great deal different than it does today. And time and again, Steve, the board, and everyone who generously supports the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester has stepped up, come through in a big way, and it is producing results in our kids. Over the last year throughout this pandemic, Boys and Girls Club has been an important place where people could come to get meals that they needed. Child care, we know, is a critical issue in our community. The Boys and Girls Club has helped step forward to address that. And time and again, the club is there. We all know it saves lives. It puts our kids on the path of success in the future. It opens doors of opportunity. So I couldn't be prouder as a Manchester resident to be here for this ribbon cutting today. I want to thank Ed Wolak and the example that he provides here today as a former club kid, because we know in just a few weeks at this wing, at this annex, there's going to be the next Ed Wolak walking through these doors, who at some point in the future is going to pay it forward and pay back the debt that they owe to the community and to the club. This is just a great place that creates community. I thank you all for being a part of this, and can't wait to be a part of this ribbon cutting a little bit later. Congratulations to Diane and the entire team here. Thank you all.
We're honored to have so many special guests. Now I'd like to invite Senator Maggie Hassan to the podium.
Well, good morning, everybody. What a great day, and thank you, Diane, not only for the introduction and gathering us all, but for your leadership with the whole team. To Ed and Debbie, thank you so much for making this wonderful annex possible. It is great to be here with the mayor and the governor and the congressman, and to all of you. It's great to be with people on this beautiful, glorious Manchester, New Hampshire day, and it is so great to be here to celebrate this very special event. A few years ago, Diane was reminding me, I think I had just become governor. I asked if I could just come have lunch with some of the kids here. I just wanted to hear from them what this center meant to them. And kids being kids, I got all sorts of unfiltered information about their families and about what food they liked and didn't like, and they were solicitous about whether I was getting the lunch I wanted. But what was most important to them was how safe and optimistic they felt when they were here. That sense of confidence that this wonderful organization gives to our young people was just palpable in those conversations. I found myself thinking, I'm sitting with a bunch of kids who are going to be able to take on whatever life throws at them. And obviously some of them really had challenges that were going to make their life particularly difficult. But when they were here in this moment with this team, they believed in themselves. And ultimately, that's what we want for all our children, right? To believe that they too can build the kind of future that they want to have and can contribute in meaningful ways, just the way Ed has with this annex. You all know about the extraordinary programs that the Boys and Girls Club provide and how much this expansion is going to help them grow and do things even better than they have been doing. If you haven't kept track over the last year, while so many children were going to school remotely from their homes, we all know that there were some children for whom that kind of situation wasn't really possible, or certainly wasn't going to result in them doing their schoolwork the way we wanted them to. So the Boys and Girls Club was home to some students here as they did remote learning from this location, developing stronger and better relationships with the adults who were here. And the partnership that Diane described with the Manchester schools and the Boys and Girls Club as a result has been strengthened even more. So this investment, which will allow the Boys and Girls Club to serve even more children in those early years. We know, by the way, that children who complete 2 years of pre-kindergarten have a much higher percentage success rate of completing high school. The correlation is just right there. We know what a difference this expansion will make in the lives of these children and their families, and it is really great to see. And yes, as to Diane and the organization's hustle, I've already been asked, and my office has already been asked about federal grants that might help them get to the west side. So we are on it, and we are looking forward to partnering with all of you. I was lucky to be raised by extraordinary parents, and my mom was a public school teacher. And I once asked her, I said, Mom, why do some kids do so well in school and some kids really seem to struggle? And she said to me, Hun, you know, what every child needs more than anything else is just to know that they have a grown-up in their corner. And in most cases, that grown-up is a family member. But in some cases, that family member can't always be that grown-up, or that family member isn't present anymore. You all are grown-ups in the corner of Manchester's young people. Please know that. And please know what a difference you are making for children you may never meet, but whose future is so much better and so much brighter because you've given them the capacity to learn, to love, to grow, and to lead. Thank you all so much for what you do, and congratulations.
Well, it's an honor to stand before all of you today and to celebrate and to say thank you. The More Kids, Brighter Futures campaign was an incredible journey. We couldn't have asked for better partners to make this dream come true. The outpouring of love from our club family has been really humbling. Look around. I am truly humbled to have all of you here today. We are so fortunate to have so many amazing friends in and around the Manchester community. Your belief in our work and our mission has filled us with confidence needed to persevere during these uncertain times. We have two incredible families. Their support and guidance and friendship has allowed us to make way through this campaign. Mark and Sally Stebbins and Ed and Debbie Wolak, your contributions has allowed us to be transformational. And I thank you both, all of you, for that. Your philanthropy is the kind that has generational impact, and it goes beyond serving our current members to supporting their futures, their future children. Incredible. You've inspired us, but with your generosity, your passion, and assisting kids in our community. Thank you, and to thank everyone who's financially supported us during this time. This is the only reason we're here today celebrating. I love thanking people. I've got some more thank yous to do here. I want to thank the Capital Campaign Committee. Jimmy Trunzolito was bringing us muffins and bananas for about 3 years. Thanks for that, Jimmy. Our construction committee, I knew nothing about construction, so I want to thank the team, LaValle, Harvey, everyone for your patience when it came to certain colors and certain designs, and your patience with, I don't like that sink, but can we get a new sink? You just were all incredible, and it was a long journey, so I thank you for that. And our board of directors, you continue to inspire me to think big, inspire our staff to think big, and allow us to continue to focus on our mission to serve more kids. I want to pause here, and I just want to do a big thank you to the staff. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have all of you. You're incredible. People that know me know that I am pretty optimistic, but we knew these results were going to be amazing, but this amazing. We appreciate your support, your guidance over the last few years. It's been challenging, but we did it. You knew the results of this project would get us to where we are today. LaValle Bunzinger, Harvey Construction, Ted Bantis, Longchamp Select. You are our family. We truly enjoyed the experience and the fact that you never lost sight of the purpose of this project, to serve more kids as we navigated uncertain times. Last May, was very uncertain at that time. We weren't sure when the project was going to start, but thanks to your patience and your direction, August came. I want to say a shout out to Bill Stevens for his patience and guidance, and he was always there for me. And after that, we were off and running, completing under budget and on time, mainly to the part of Tom and Carter and everyone from Harvey, as well as Lance and his team from LaValle Brunzinger. I'm going to miss working with you, but as you could hear today, I think there's another project bubbling up. Now, I'm going to keep my comments a little brief, but I want to introduce you all to a very special person. I have the honor of introducing the longest-serving board member who's spent half of his life advocating for kids and their club. Please welcome our campaign chair of this project, Steve McMahon.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for being part of this with us. 15 years ago, Diane, I'm sorry, Diane was well before your time. Tracy and Brian Tremblay and Gary Frost and I took a ride to Worcester and to Lawrence to check out the clubs they had just built. And we were saying, okay, we've got to get some ideas because we were about to embark on an expansion ourselves. And on the way home, we came up Hanover Street and took a left on Union Street here to pick up our cars. And I said to the three of them, look at our pathetic little club. And this little thing is there. And Pappas just mentioned the little club he remembers growing up around here. Well, thanks to all of you and the phenomenal support that we've received from this community, it's not so pathetic anymore, is it? In fact, there's no more room left. We left this room, and now we've done this. Ed, because of you and Debbie's contribution, we now have taken up whatever free space we have here. Back then, 15 years ago, we served about 300 kids, a little over 300 kids a day. This is going to allow us to serve well over 600. So that growth is incredible. The opportunity for these kids is amazing. Our kids club, which is going to be here now, was located several blocks down Union Street. They weren't even part of this campus at the time. They moved back. They have their little playground. They were right there. Now they're going to have their own designated place, thanks to the Wolak and all the people that have contributed to this cause. Our before school program had about 50 kids. Today we have over 200 kids coming here before school. They get breakfast and they get bused to school. We have a STEM lab. We have a performing arts lab. We have a designated teen center downstairs. We have full kitchen facilities, and it was referred to earlier. We can serve meals. We serve breakfast in the morning. We serve snacks when the kids come back in the afternoon. And then during the school year, we serve over 180 meals at night to the kids. And during COVID, grab and go for about 100 families throughout this whole year. So it's a remarkable addition that the kitchen has brought to us. This club has been changing lives for well over 100 years here in Manchester. I think it's 113 or 14. The formula works. What's the formula? Provide a facility, offer a variety of programming so the kids can choose what they're interested in, but the most important part is standing right over there. It's the staff. Because when those kids get involved in the program, they develop a relationship with a staff member. And that's where the mentorship begins. And as you said, Senator, as I've often said when I speak to groups, and most of you have heard me before, every single kid needs an adult they don't want to disappoint. And for our kids, many of those kids, it's one of these people over here that are staff members. And it makes all the difference in the world. They don't want to walk in with a bad report card. They don't want to get bad results from school and not showing up at school. Whatever it may be, these people that work here in this staff make all the difference in the world for them. As the mayor mentioned, it's about 8,000 kids in this city qualify for free and reduced lunch. I think you said 70% of the kids that come here do. That puts them right about at poverty. Anyone sitting here would call that poverty. When you think about that number, it is really scary when we only serve about 600, 650 kids a day, or we will be every day. That leaves an awful lot of kids that are not being served that could really use our help. And I think it's rather, maybe you guys checked out my words of thinking, but the mayor mentioned, we got to give kids a head start, and the governor mentioned that we've got to do something on the west side, and we talked to the governor 2 years ago, I think we were in your office talking about that. And we're not done yet. We can't be done yet. When you think of the literally thousands of kids that live in poverty in this city, and they're not having their needs met, they're not getting the opportunity with this great staff to work with them. But I heard a statistic that goes back a few years in a study, but I'm sure it's not changed much. Over in the Goslar School, 0% of the kids that were going into kindergarten were at reading level at that point. That means not one kid was reading at the level they were supposed to be when they got to kindergarten. And the mayor talked about giving the kids a good start to an education. If they're starting at that level, the odds of them succeeding are very small. We need to get over to the west side. We need to provide an opportunity for these kids preschool to come in and get the head start they need. Because the saying goes, kids learn to read up to third grade, but from third grade on, they read to learn. And if they can't read at that level come third grade, they are in big trouble. So it's really important that we find a way to get over there and do some more work and help these younger kids. Stay tuned, we're working on it. And I can't believe how often it's been mentioned here today, so maybe the ball's rolling down the hill pretty fast. As we make this dedication today, and we have completed the total rebuild of Camp Foster. A lot of us were around in June to see that last year. And now we have the Ed Wolak Annex here. I want to thank Sally, Mark, John, the Stebbins family, and I also want to thank, obviously, the Wolaks for the leadership that the two families provided as we went and raised the millions of dollars that were required to do this, and not always in easy times. And we pulled it off thanks to their leadership and the example they've set. Both of them very philanthropic families who really care about people, and it's going to be incredibly successful, incredibly helpful for the kids to be able to come here. And I want to, at this time, invite Ed Wolak and Debbie. I don't know if Debbie's coming up. Oh, there you are. Of course you should be in the front row. Come on up, Ed. I want to thank you both for all you've done here for us and to have this great facility. Oh, Debbie.
You didn't see me. You didn't see me.
She's not a public speaker either. This is actually way more than I was expecting.
Closer to the microphone.
This is actually way more than I was expecting. Helicopters. It's way more. Thank you, Steve, for that kind introduction. Depending upon the source of my research, my last name, Wolak, might be Polish for pigeon, little ox, or villagers. And if it's the latter, it's very apropos because it often does take a village. Or maybe it just means old Polish guy. It's been said that leaders are made, not born, and it's our experiences that shape us and make us who we are. Let me tell you how I came to be here and what this club has meant to me. Over 5 decades ago, I was a kid at this very club, volunteering behind the counter, passing out cue sticks, ping pong paddles, and making popcorn behind the counter. My family wasn't well off, and I wonder how my parents managed to keep a roof over our heads and food on the table. The club was probably the single most formative influence in my life, teaching me, as Steve reminded me, sportsmanship, humility, self-respect, and especially how one person can make a difference. The mayor, I mean. And it was here that I found my second home. And it was also here where I was mentored to be a decent, fair, and thoughtful person. Key attributes that helped me become the successful entrepreneur and business person that I am today. My name was often listed on the board as the champion of the weekly ping pong, billiards, and bumper pool tournaments. I learned to play chess in the club's library. I founded and was voted to become the first president of the Keystone Club, which I understand still exists today. I set fonts and worked the old Franklin printing press. At age 14, I won a bicycle here at the club, and it started me on bicycle repairing. I began buying, fixing, and selling bicycles and banking the profits for my future education. I printed my first business cards on that printing press, actually. Ed's Bicycle Repair and Sales. At age 16, I got my first real job at Dunkin' Donuts on Elm Street here in Manchester. I started washing the floors. My mother and sister were crew members. Later, 2 of my younger brothers would follow. Three. At age 17, I was mentored or apprenticed to become the afternoon donut baker. It paid well, so I baked the graveyard shift while attending college to pay for my education. I don't think that's legal anymore. Upon graduating with a degree in business management, I took a job managing, what else? A Dunkin'. And before every Thanksgiving, the club held a turkey shoot, and the winner got a large frozen turkey. Every year for 5 straight years, I brought home the turkey to my family. But the 6th year, my mother said, "Where's the turkey?" I told her that I had forgotten to enter the competition. But truth be told, I had become distracted by the woman I would eventually marry, who happens to be right here, Debbie, my rock. At age 23, I was offered an opportunity to purchase and turn around a failing Dunkin' franchise in Portland, Maine. Today, if you walk into a Dunkin' in northern New Hampshire, southern Maine, or upstate New York, chances are it's owned and operated by my organization, the Wolak Group. And I might add, I'm trying to figure out how to move to New Hampshire. So with all of these Dunkins, you can imagine quite a challenge. My daughter Kim, who is also here today, is Chief Operating Officer. Kim. 2,100 employees, 100 locations spanning 3 states. She's doing an awesome job. I'm very proud. I'm often asked how I was able to grow a business beyond my wildest dreams. Well, besides a strong work ethic, graduating from Southern New Hampshire University with degrees in marketing and management, where I now serve as a trustee, certainly helped. But combine that with having had someone to look up to and be a mentor. My time here at the Manchester Boys and Girls Club was foundational. I was greatly influenced by the librarian, the coaches, volunteers, directors, and many others. They were a second family and served as role models, providing guidance, motivation, and emotional support. Paying that forward, investing in people to help them advance, progress, and develop their skills has been the key to my success. Just like the staff at this club invested in me. When any person, you, me, the kid down the street, walks through the doors of the Manchester Boys and Girls Club, and now the Annex, they are welcomed, safe, and have a place to learn and grow. My story might have ended differently if I did not have this place to come to. Which brings me back to why we are all here today at this new Annex, heralding a new beginning. This club is one of 53 original organizations that formed what is now Boys and Girls Clubs of America. This much needed expansion will enable thousands more children to be served and help build kids' futures, which the Manchester Boys and Girls Club has been doing for over 100 years. The cornerstone of this main building and annex is built upon our contributions, those who came before us and those who are here today. I'm honored to be in a position to return here and pay it forward. Let me tell you one more story. I remember one day at Camp Foster when the club's executive director, Earl Guerrier, was up to bat during a staff baseball game. I was a junior counselor playing center field when he challenged me to catch his next hit for an ice cream sundae. Sure enough, he hit a sharp fly that I caught while running back as I leaped into the air and fell onto the grass. It was the most satisfying catch ever. And today I feel the same way. You've hit the ball, I caught it. We have all worked together for a positive outcome. Together, we have built a bigger, brighter future for the Manchester Boys and Girls Club. I'm now proud to be a small part of this club's legacy. Thank you.
Can't stop smiling today. Someone took my notes.
Hey, you want mine?
Ed,
Yeah.
I never do notes, but I'm trying to be really good at this. And this.
We're sorted, aren't we?
I think so. Your comments were better than mine, though. All right. No, Ed, thank you, Debbie. And this goes far beyond just this investment. It's relationships, and that's what this state's about. This is what this community's about, and I'm so honored to be part of your lives and having you part of our lives. So I didn't need a script for that piece. But I'm going to stay on the script right now. Hopefully I can find myself where I'm supposed to be. We greatly appreciate your time to here today to celebrate in person. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for joining us in this celebration, both physically and virtually. We are taping this, so hello at home, everyone. And for those in the audience, I encourage you to stay and take a tour of our new Edward S. Wolak Annex, as well as the entire Boys and Girls Club. I keep doing that. It's my husband's fault. He calls it the Boys Club. Sorry. But yeah, definitely we have all of our employees here would love to give you a tour of the club, and you can see and discover the changes that have happened. We continue to adapt our programs to meet the needs of our kids. Check out our Zen Den. You're probably wondering what that's all about, and I'm sure our staff will be happy to share that. Or our new annex. We've also have a special gift here that was designed from one of our members. So before you go today, over here at this table, we'd like you to take a gift and thank you for being here for the celebration. Before you walk through our wings, I'd love to welcome some of our dear friends to the celebration of the official ribbon cutting of the Ed Edward, I keep calling it Ed because it's just Ed. Edward S. Wolak, Annex. So Ed and Debbie, will you please join me? Lisa Thorne, Doug, Mayor Craig, Steve McMahon, and then we'll do everyone else as well. So please, Congressman Pappas, Senator Hassan, Governor, and how would you like to do this, Trace? Scissors, ribbon, Ed? Yeah, right out front here. Do you want to stand out here, Ed?
You're supposed to hold them.
I'll ask Trace. Trace, would you like Ed on this side to cut?
Hey, quick, right in the middle.
Could this group down here come on over to the center of